The Houston housing market has been interesting to say the least. August actually had numbers that were promising, and it should all make us look forward to what's ahead as we approach the end of 2025. Particularly if you're a buyer, you may want to pay close attention because this could very well be your time to shine. And for all of the sellers out there, you'll really want to know where the movement in the market is headed. This is the only way to set your strategy in place and be successful. Let's go through the numbers. We are at 5.4 months of supply, which is basically at the level we saw back in 2012. This is up by a whole month from this time last year, but we are actually down by zero point 0.1 months from July. This is what I mean about our market being interesting. The inventory is quite high and buyers have more choices, but this trend may not last that much longer as we're seeing in the downward trend from July. But there are also other indicators that I'll be covering in the next few slides. To no one's surprise, we continue to have an elevated number of active listings for August. Very similar to July, there was a 30% increase from the same time last year and by just 1.5% from July. The increased inventory, of course, affected the price and preventing it from increasing year over year. The average price of single family homes was $422,000 in August. The good news is the price didn't decrease from last year and it basically stayed statistically flat. It did decrease from July though by 3%, and that's really because of the balance between interest rate and inventory. The trend for the number of single family home sales continues where we see a year over year increase but a monthly decline. August 2025 had a 12% increase in home sales compared to the previous year, but we saw a 2% decrease from July of this year. This is a very consistent outcome of the interest rates that were on the higher side and increased inventory like we saw with our other numbers. On to pending sales, which are the newly signed purchase contracts that are closing in the next 60 days. This value mirrored home prices whereby it increased from the last year by 12%, but it decreased from the previous month in July by 5.6%. Interest rates continue to drop, much to everyone's joy. August ended at 6.5% for a 30-year mortgage and at 5.6% for 15 years. It's been shown time and time again that while many buyers love the low interest rates like 3.5% and lower, they're actually very comfortable with rates in the mid fives and low sixes. In fact, once August closed, September saw a 15 basis point drop for the fixed rate mortgage. So looking at those numbers, you can understand a bit more why I think the Houston housing market has been interesting this summer. The summer is supposed to be our peak and active season, yet July and August saw weakening numbers over May and June. The values for the most part have gone up from 2024, but month over month, the values have been declining. We do have an active buyer pool, but because we have such a large inventory of homes, home prices are holding steady. The interest rate plays a role in this, of course. The rates were a little higher than buyers were comfortable with, and there was a lot of talk early in the summer about the rates decreasing towards the end of the year. So I believe we had a lot of buyers sitting on the sidelines in anticipation of the interest rate decreasing, and we may see more activity than usual as we close out the end of the year. In fact, we are already seeing this in real time. Freddie Mac reported that the purchase applications reached the highest year over year growth rate in more than 4 years. I'm excited to see what's up ahead. As I say each month, every client situation is unique, and understanding your specific submarket is crucial in 2025. We still have some areas that are very active and seeing multiple offers in Houston. In the high demand areas in Houston and some suburbs, you would need to proceed with different game plans than most other areas in the greater Houston area. If you want to find out more about these hot submarkets, or if you're interested in learning more about your own submarket, whether you're a buyer, seller, or relocating, you can contact me using the QR code. I'll be sure to give you more info than you know what to do with, but I'll also walk you through every step. I'll see you next month with another market update.